We're continuing our in-depth look at the U.S. East Coast, traveling from Boston to Washington by train. Today's world traveler is going to focus on Philadelphia. Philadelphia was America's first capital, and it's a great city today. It's the fifth biggest city in America, which puts it in a special category of places. It's big enough, as you can see from its robust skyline, it's big enough to have lots of excitement and lots of action and lots of entertainment and things to see, and yet it's not overwhelmingly huge. Arriving by train, the Amtrak station, the 30th Street station, is right in downtown Philadelphia. So it's an easy transfer from the train to downtown by taxi. Only takes about 10 minutes, and before you know it, you've arrived at your hotel. First thing we like to do is check in, stretch out, unpack the bag a bit, and then head out for a little orientation walk. City Hall is the center of town. It's the largest municipal city hall building in America. It's dripping with columns and statues built in the late 19th century, a stark contrast with the more modern buildings nearby in the heart of the financial district. Just a few blocks over is the Reading Terminal Market. This was a major train station, and now it's been transformed from a train station into a fantastic food market. You can eat here or take out, and there's also various souvenirs for sale. There's 80 different booths here today, each one of them unique. Check out this bookstore piled everywhere. They're carrying on a tradition of a marketplace on this site that's been here ever since 1860. The train came in 1892 and built a train station, but they incorporated the market, the existing marketplace, into the train terminal, and they have been coexisting ever since. Nowadays, upstairs, it's no longer a train shed. It's the International Convention Center, and the Marriott Hotel is just across the street, good for businessmen. But the main thing, the main food item that you might find here, along with the famous Bassett ice cream, is the Philadelphia cheesesteak. This is Philadelphia's culinary contribution to the world of cuisine, and Rick's is one of the fine places to get it. We were able to catch Rick for a minute in the midst of his busy day and talk with him and learn from him a little bit more about his background and about this wonderful deluxe food item, the Philadelphia cheesesteak. Check it out. It's a great meal.
This is called the original Philadelphia cheesesteak. The business was started back in 1932 by my grandfather. Yes. His name was Pat Oliveri. His store is still open today in South Philadelphia. I'm the third generation in the business. Our store here at the Reading Terminal is open from 10 in the morning until 4 in the afternoon, Monday through Saturday. Sunday the market is closed. The steak that we use is all certified black Angus steer, which is some of the best quality meat you can get. Hand chosen by our butchers down at a local meat company called George Wells. Another interesting fact is we never use oil on the grill, we just use a little bit of water.
So your grandfather started the business, and then his children continued the business.
My father took over the business when he was about the same age I was when I started the business, about 18, 19 years old. He studied to be an attorney, but he did his law practice on the side and mainly was in the cheesesteak business.
And Rick, how about yourself? Are you behind the counter most days here?
I'm here 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, which isn't too bad. I mean, I can't complain about the hours, and the money's not bad either. The Reading Terminal Market has been here since 1896 as a working market and train shed right above us, where the now Pennsylvania Convention Center ballroom is. At one point, the trains did run right above us.
There's a lot of other fun places to shop around in Philadelphia, but one of the most interesting things you'll do when you're in this town is explore American history. For now, we're taking a little break and walking through Society Hill on our way down to South Street. This neighborhood is the best preserved collection of colonial-era buildings in the country. And 200 years later, it's still a prime residential neighborhood. Makes a delightful walk. A very well-preserved neighborhood of old brownstone and colonial buildings that dates back right to the origins of our nation. And just on the southern edge of Society Hill, you're going to find the liveliest street in town. It's South Street. This is where all kids meet. It's very much a young person's place, but anybody can enjoy a walk down South Street. It's just about 10 blocks long, and it has a great variety of stores. Most of these shops are unique. They're not part of any chain. They're found only here at South Street. And the shops keep changing. There is some turnover. There's secondhand stores, there's boutiques, there's little furniture stores, antique shops. It seems real crowded, but it's really just a friendly bunch of people. It's most crowded in the weekend evenings, Friday night, Saturday night. It stays open quite late. Of course, there's a lot of places to eat here, such as the Philadelphia Pizza Company, South Street Souvlaki for Greek food. There's the original South Philly water ice. There's Philadelphia. How about Cheers to You? It's a very popular pub. Or Lickety Split, tourist magnet that was a trendsetter on the restaurant scene. Or if you like Southern Italian cuisine, how about Tiramisu? For shopping, there's a number of offbeat book and record stores. There's a comic shop, a place called Zipperhead on the leading edge of the latest fashions. You can also find gifts at Eyes Gallery. And South Street is also a good place to meet some locals. It's a friendly, open atmosphere here. So by all means, take advantage and come on down to South Street. It's walking distance from downtown. And on the edge of South Street District, there is this interesting urban art collection, an assemblage of glass on a building, mirrored walls, and an open kind of a glass junkyard in between. An ongoing work of art. Urban art in the heart of Philadelphia. And there's not really any hotels down here in this neighborhood, so you'll probably be staying downtown or perhaps over by the river. But certainly you want to make your way over to South Street for an afternoon or an evening's adventure. Nice to see the street artists putting their effort into a beautiful mural instead of graffiti. If you keep going to the end of South Street, you'll end up at the Waterfront, and nearby is Penn's Landing, a nice collection of more restaurants and shops and things. We've worked up an appetite with all of our travels, and we're treating ourselves to a dinner at the original Old Bookbinder's restaurant, famous for its seafood. They've got some phenomenal lobster in here, and there's also steaks and chops and other kinds of meals if you wish at Bookbinders. There's 2 Bookbinders in town. We've chosen the Old Original, and what a great choice. It's a real popular place. Locals go there as well as the tourists, and it's a huge restaurant, but it's always a good idea to make reservations ahead of time. As you can see, lobster is their specialty. There's so many good restaurants in Philadelphia, ranging from the simple cheesesteak that we showed you earlier on up to the top of the line Le Bec Fin, which is one of the best French restaurants in the world, and it's in America's list of top 10 restaurants as well. Le Bec Fin, there you'd spend about $100 for dinner. At Bookbinders, it's $30, $35 for a very complete and delicious meal.